These are important Mexico taco laws that you need to know if you're coming to Mexico.
So after years and years, or maybe decades, of research and experience, these are very important facts that you need to know so you'll be able to experience the magic of tacos here in Mexico. So one of the first things that Mexicans are going to learn in their life, even before knowing how to talk, even before knowing how to walk, it's how to eat a taco. So if you're a Mexican, you might remember your grandmother or your mother giving you a tortilla, putting some salt on it, rolling it up, and then giving it to you so you can eat it and chop it, as all babies do with their food and your soup or whatever you have, and even in your water. Yeah, it's nasty, but babies does that. And after that, feeling so proud, holding your taco, feeling and knowing that the first connection with yourself and your family, it's a taco.
The next Mexico taco law is that every holiday and every special event must be celebrated with tacos. Birthday?
Tacos.
Christmas?
Tacos.
Thanksgiving?
Tacos.
No, you don't have that here.
Tacos. New house tacos, new dog tacos, new boyfriend tacos, breakup tacos. So for everything tacos. If you're happy, tacos. If you're sad, tacos. If you are brokenhearted, go and get tacos, because tacos heal and make everything way better.
The next thing is, how do you determine that it's a great taqueria? Number one, it should be filled with people. This is more important than Google reviews or anything else. If there's lots of people, that's a great sign. And also be careful if the tacos seem too cheap compared to other taquerias in the area, because a taqueria's biggest expense is their meat. And if they're selling the tacos really cheaply, well, then there's a chance that that meat inside of those tacos is not what you're expecting to be eating.
And now that Laska is joining us, she's gonna help us with the next taco law.
You want to see street dogs around the taqueria, because dogs don't eat dogs. Despite the phrase dog eat dog world, dogs don't eat dogs. So you want to see street dogs begging for people's tacos, hoping to get some scraps. And that's a sign that they're actually serving real beef or pork.
And if you're looking for really cheap tacos, I think your only option is gonna be tacos de canasta, because most of the time those are cheaper than the one that have some kind of meat. Another important law is that tortillas aren't reversible, and it took me a lot of conflict with my mother to learn this. So again, if you have a tortilla, especially if it's a handmade tortilla, all tortillas, they're gonna have a side that it has some kind of very thin skin, like tortilla skin, okay. And that one is the side that you have to put all the fillings you want, because otherwise, if you use the other side, you're gonna have someone telling you like, you're doing it wrong, and it's horrible, and the problem is calling you. And also the problem is that when you are putting the filling on it, if you don't do it the right way, the tortilla is gonna be like broken in the middle of the process, and boom, disaster. So really, you don't want that. If you're gonna have a tortilla, be sure that that skin goes in front of your face, and then you can put whatever you want in the middle.
The next rule is that tacos must only be eaten with your hands. If you go into a taco restaurant, a taqueria, and you ask for a fork or you bring your own fork, you're gonna look ridiculous. No matter how greasy they are, no matter how messy they are, there's gonna be plenty of napkins available, but you can only use your hands.
And also, the right way to eat a taco, it's art. So, how are you gonna do it?
Art.
First, you're gonna lean yourself forward. You're gonna put your arm 90 degrees up. You're gonna be holding your taco with this hand. You're gonna incline your head in the direction of your taco, and you're gonna eat it this way. And if you want to look a little bit more elegant, always remember to have your super small finger up.
And in addition to following this rule, you should be using your other hand to pick anything that falls onto your plate and putting it into your taco, because leaving anything on your plate is a sin. Now we're gonna get into the complicated world of taco mathematics. So when you go to order your tacos, you might order 3 tacos de pastor, you might order 5 tacos de cabeza, but you're never going to order dos tacos or cuatro tacos. The magic numbers are 3 and 5.
Why? We don't know, but it always works. So actually, if we're thinking more about it, 5 tacos, it might be the maximum number of tacos that can fill your plate completely. And let me tell you that if we are taking the amount of time that it takes you to finish your tacos, it might take you like 2 seconds. So obviously, you don't want to be filling your tacos and ordering over and over and over again when you can have everything in front of you at one time.
The next law is that the taco man, the taquero, must be an older male wearing an apron with a mustache.
Yeah, and the way you have to refer to him, it's by my, M-A-I. My, ¿de qué tienes? And always ask which kind of tacos are they selling. No matter if you have the menu in front of your eyes, it's really important to start the combination to start the conversation so you can break the ice asking, ¿de qué tienes?
I'm going to be honest, I'm not familiar with that taco law referring to the taquero as my. What's that about?
Maestro.
Oh, maestro. As in like teacher or chef or what?
I mean, you always call
master?
like master of tacos is like maestro, or but you call it my, and it's like, my, ¿de qué tienes? Like the same way that when you're going to a mercado and the person who's selling the fruit say like, güerita, ¿de qué vas a llevar? ¿Qué vas a llevar? The same with taquero.
The next taco law is that it's perfectly acceptable, in fact encouraged, to eat tacos for any meal of the day. However, you're going to look like a weirdo if you're eating tacos de pastor for breakfast. Only certain kinds of tacos are allowed to be eaten at certain times of day. For example, if you want seafood tacos like shrimp tacos or fish tacos, those can only be had at lunchtime.
And for example, if you want tacos for breakfast, the ones that are gonna be easier to find are tacos de canasta and tacos de guisos. So tacos de canasta, how can you recognize spot with tacos de canasta? So most of the time it's gonna be a lady with a huge basket. These tacos are the cheapest, are the smaller ones, and most of the time they have the same flavors everywhere. So these tacos are amazing because are super soft. You can feel that are melting in your mouth, and are super flavorful because the way you prepare it is like you put a tortilla. Most of the time it's a handmade tortilla. You fill it with the guisos, you fold it, you put it in a stove, and then you start putting the tacos all together and close it, and it are cooked with the steam.
So those are tacos de canasta, and you're typically going to find those at breakfast time or at lunchtime, but you're not going to find those at dinner time.
Yeah, and the other kind of tacos that you could easily find for breakfast are tacos de guisos. So tacos de guisos, wow, there's a huge variety. So you go to this place with tacos de guisos, and there's the lady preparing handmade tortillas, and then you're gonna see lots of containers with different guisos. So you go and you can say like, quiero un taco de tinga de pollo, o quiero un taco de nopales, whatever you want, and also you can combine the guisos and make a huge taco. And also most of the time, especially here in Querétaro, you can also find gorditas, so which are like this thicker tortilla that we open in a side and then fill it up with lots of guisos. That it's amazing.
And when it comes to tacos de guisos, this is one of the few tacos that is acceptable to have at any time of the day. You can have them for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Doesn't matter. You're going to find a taco de guisos place open at all hours of the day. So we've covered breakfast, we've covered lunchtime. Now we're coming on to dinner time, and this is when the biggest variety of taquerias open, like the taco shops that have the tacos al pastor, chorizo, suadero, maybe even tripa and lengua, and some others.
So be open to try all different kinds of flavor of tacos, because you might be surprised about many ones. Like for example, in the past, I didn't used to like suadero, and once I tried it, I was like, oh, this is so good. Obviously, there are some things that, of course, I wouldn't never eat.
Like eye tacos.
Eye tacos. It's like, no matter even if you pay me, I won't do it. So, but there are some others that are really, really, really good.
For me, one taco I thought sounded disgusting was tacos de lengua, tongue tacos. But I love them. After trying them, I realized they taste like a really tender roast beef, and I order them all the time.
Yeah, and actually I didn't like it either until I met him. And it's because I actually had a really bad experience with lengua in the past. But I remember that one of our first date, we went to have tacos and he ordered tacos de lengua. And I was like, oh no, I just can't do this. But anyway, I decided to open myself and try, and I was like, oh, this is so good. And now every time that I go to the tacos, and if it's the chance, I order tacos de lengua, tongue tacos too. The tacos, it's the only meal in Mexico that you're gonna be able to find at any time of the day, and it can really save us from a hangover. If you're really drunk, if you went out somewhere and you didn't eat, well, there's gonna be a taqueria open all the time.
So I have a question for you. If you have a hangover, what's the cure for it here?
So the cure for hangover here in Mexico, it's get another alcoholic drink, like a beer or tequila, and something really, really, really spicy. So you go to these places and you can get tacos with a really, really spicy sauce, or you can also go and get a caldo de camarón or something really, really spicy, and it will help you to feel better. Or if it doesn't help you to feel better, well, at least it's gonna make you feel that it's so spicy you won't care much about the hangover, because you would be dying anyway.
And speaking of salsas, unless it's your goal to die when you're eating the tacos, be sure to try a little bit before putting it all over your taco. Otherwise, you may end up breathing fire.
Because remember, never, ever, ever in your life trust a Mexican that tells you that it's not spicy. Because it's really possible that you're gonna be taking fire out of your mouth and your eyes and your ears and everywhere if you put lots of that salsa in your taco or in your food. You go to Mexico City, and be careful, because they might tell you, joven, quiere una quesadilla, and you're gonna order a quesadilla and it's gonna be a quesadilla without cheese. So this is one of the aspects that can actually divide Mexican population, because there's a lot of people that think that a quesadilla goes with cheese and other people that think the quesadilla goes without cheese.
Here's the deal. So if you have a quesadilla and it doesn't have cheese, you're holding a taco. Now, if you're from Mexico City, you're gonna disagree with me and you're gonna say, well, actually, a quesadilla doesn't need to have cheese. It can have cheese, but it doesn't need to, because it comes from the Nahuatl or some indigenous language that quesadilla or whatever actually just means it's folded. But here's the thing. We'll let you call a quesadilla without cheese a quesadilla. However, the rest of us know you're wrong. Growing up in the US, we had these restaurants, Del Taco and Taco Bell, and one of the most popular options when you go to these places is to get a hard shell taco. It's a tortilla shaped like this, and they'll put like ground beef and lettuce and cheese on top of it, and if you get one of the Supreme style, maybe you'll also have sour cream and tomato. Well, I hate to break it to you, but hard shell tacos don't exist here in Mexico. It's not a thing. Like, you can get a tostada that has all those ingredients, but it's flat and it's not rounded, but yeah, you can get it with all those same ingredients.
So something that it was really shocked to me the first time that I went to the US was actually realizing that those were called tacos. And I was expecting like a taco de pastor or a taco de bistec, something like that. And they gave me a freaking hard shell taco. And the first thing that we said with my parents is like, what the heck is this? This is not a taco, this is a tostada. Because actually the same ingredients that they use to prepare the hard shell tacos are the same that we also have here with tostadas, and not good tostadas, like the kind of tostadas that nobody wants. So actually, it was like, I really don't want tacos. It was so shocking. I really wanted to faint, because, I mean, you go there and you get those tacos that for us are definitely not tacos. I perfectly know that those are the best that you can do. I really appreciate, thank you. But if you want to have really good tacos, come to Mexico, nowhere else.
Okay, now let's talk tacos de carnitas. So tacos de carnitas, you can usually get them for breakfast and lunch, but that's something you're not gonna have for dinner time. The use of lemons. What we know as a lemon in the US, the yellow citrus fruit, is absolutely forbidden on tacos here. But what is required is to use what we call a lime or the small green citrus fruit. That's required on almost every tacos, except you do not put those on tacos de guisos.
Oh, and something that I was missing is that handmade tortillas are more expensive than tortillas de tortilleria, but it's worth spending that extra because those are more delicious. And yeah, I mean, I'm so proud of Big Mexican. I love tacos. Tacos are the one of things that are gonna welcome you when you come to Mexico. And I mean, feel it, feel passionate about it. I mean, that's something that we love between us. And the most and final important law about this magical culture of tacos, it's that actually we don't have any kind of laws. So feel free to enjoy the tacos the way you want it.
Taco
Everything
anarchy.
Yeah, I mean, everything is perfectly allowed. Like, feel free to take it with your hand to make a mess. Enjoy all the different variety of tacos that we have here in Mexico because it's amazing. You can go everywhere and the first thing that you're gonna find is tacos.